Good evening and welcome back to Timberborn, where we have just blown up a load of space here, but I've only blown down by 2, not 3, because that means that we can come in here with the tunnels and we can put them there, and the beavers can reach them. They're within range, which is awesome, because that's what we need to do. We need to come down by one layer, and then take out the things, shrink these all down, make them somewhat smaller. So everything can be awesome and wonderful. Yeah. Okay. However, there are some other things we need to do. Some other very important things to do. I have also blown up the water source. The water source is now up to the whole thing is this size. So let's go back to the surface. The whole thing is this size. I can't seem to turn the water off. I don't know why. Noticed that a little while ago. Let's go up here. I can't turn the water surface off, so I don't quite know why, but it is this big. It is this big here. And we have another pump, you'll notice. Because I left the game running when I went off to work, and it was all fantastic and wonderful. I have put in some additional things from comments that were left and make perfect sense. But I went off to work, I came back, every beaver had died of thirst. Every single beaver had died of thirst. So I went to reload the game, and fortunately, the third autosave back still had 14 beavers alive. So I changed some things up to get some water in there. So yeah, it was it wasn't necessarily that we'd run out of water. Actually, someone died of old age. That was what it was. Someone died of old age. It wasn't that we ran out of water. The water's fine, but once we get down to a certain level of beavers, we no longer have any beavers available to do the breeding pods, because we don't have any beavers to do this. To run this. So I've changed the priority of the centrifuge and changed the priority of the gatherers for the berries. We have storages here now for berries. We have 4 storages for berries. We have 4 storages for wood, which are set to supply. That was a fantastic suggestion in the comment. Music cassette mentioned that there. Yeah, we're gonna do that there. Also, there's been a few people commenting on what I was suggested over here with the water pipe coming up, saying that we could do sluices at the bottom and build things there. There are many things I could do. I could have the bad water just be down here in the bottom, be stored down here, and then yeah. I think the problem to it is that I want to have on this floor here a space coming out either way for some stuff to go in there. So we want swimmer pools, we want pumps, we want that sort of thing there. But I then need to encase this all out inside here, and then run sluices like out the side to get rid of the bad tide, and then they have the good tide in there, which means this lower floor tank storage, which is this tool, won't have much storage in it compared to the other ones. I know if I put the giant thing all the way to the top, that would hurt it anyway. Put the tube in all the top would hurt it anyway. And the floor moisture we could do, we could seal this whole thing off with levies. I could put levies in all around the whole thing anyway, and seal the whole thing off with levies. And so then rather than have this here, oh dear, again. I'd rather have this here like this. We could replace all these with levies all around, and it could be its own tank with sluices, so it would be a levy tank rather than a dirt tank. I don't know what would look better. Would the dirt wall look better, or would a levy wall look better? Would a wall of levies? I don't know. I don't know which one would look better, so I'm just not sure which way around I want to do that. But yeah. So I'm still unsure. We do need to do something like that though, because I said we ran out of water. And I think because we had so many beavers come up, so went up to like 115 beavers, I think it was, and that's too much for the water to deal with. Maybe the extra pump can deal with it, although the pump is only taking off the top layer of water. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Also, Brian Miller mentioning about platforms below there. As I said, I don't really want to do platforms for it. I'm honestly looking at this in a lot of places. I guess I didn't finish that off there. Doing it with the one with the overhangs compared to just doing it with dirt, it just seems far more complicated than it needs to be. You know, the dirt pillars work fine. Yes, we lose a little tiny bit around the very centre of the columns. But you know, remember, they're only... I mean, doing a 6 and 1 out there means we basically save 1 row if we did that, but we'd still need to do the 2 rows to do all the bits and pieces anyway. So yeah, I'm just not convinced it's worth the effort. I'm just really not. The dirt pillars work fine. I'm probably going to stick with them. That's what we're going to do with it. So yeah, I'm probably going to go there. It was also mentioned that we could maybe put the overhangs in and then turn 190 degree to face like inwards to support the holes in the center. Doable, but then that would add another layer to the dirt thing. So instead of the floor being 1 thick, it'd have to be 2 thick, or we'd have to come down by 1. And if we come down by another 1, then we defeat the object, because then we're down at this height where we have 3 out, and we in fact have a 6 out. So yeah, it kind of, I don't know. So yeah, Mr. Morkey did mention down here. I've moved the power generator back. I need to turn it back on actually. The power generator is back down at the lowest level because we don't have any dirt. We don't have any dirt for me to put this in here to put the thing on top, and I was like, oh dear. So I'll put the power thing back down there, move stuff around, and yeah, this is now running, so we can fill this with dirt, and then we can destroy this and fill this with dirt, and then we'll be good. Hopefully we'll be good. So yes, yep, my bad, I missed it on there. Also, how are we getting the river for the mango trees? I had forgotten all about that, but I have fixed it. And you can barely see it, but it is there. Look, there are ladders. On top of this here. So the path still goes through. It connects to the outside just fine. The path goes through, no problem at all. All the way around. Beavers can walk along, that's fine. But the ladders let you go down into the water, which means you guys should be able to reach in to there. You can reach into here. You can reach into there, and you can reach into there, which means mangrove can be placed inside here. So let's do that now. Boop. There we go. And we get our beavers coming out. They'll go down the ladders. They'll go in, and they'll start planting mangroves in the water. Beautiful. And then you can go in there and start picking up the mangroves. So yay. There's no storage for mangroves. We could do that because I have put ladders here for this going up here, so I could do another warehouse on top of here for mangroves. But honestly, I'm going to leave that for the minute, and maybe we'll put mangroves down here, storage somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe we'll figure it out. Some of this will change and move as well. This is really overkill for the wood situation. It really is overkill. I could have done like maybe 4 of these instead of 8, and then move the woodworking stuff in, but it doesn't matter. It's yeah. I also moved the water tanks over so I could put in some builder's hut, because stuff was going very, very slowly. So that's in there now. So beautiful. So yeah, okay, that's where we are. That's what we're doing. So we need to do, however, something to do with the water and get this up here doing more with the water, because we need more. So what is it I want to do? What is it I want to do here? If we come down here, if I was to build the levee system inside here, it would be like that, and going all the way up to the surface. And then on every floor, wherever the floor would be, we'd put in dirt. So that is the lower floor there. We'd put in dirt, and then we'd break a hole, and we'd have water come out and be stored here and here and here. Now, there is a drawback to that, which I've just kind of realised, and I think I've messed this up already. So this is where we're doing the buildings here. Yeah, I've only done 1 floor thick in all the places, which means I can't do that. Because we don't have a 2 deep floor. I'd have to use overhangs coming off of here. Let's go back to the surface. Let me show you what I mean here. So yeah, so we've got a 2 thick floor here, which is fine because we've got the dirt there. But if we have a 1 thick floor, we can't do that. So on this one that has a 1 thick floor compared to the floor below it, we'd have to go down by 2, put overhangs in here, put impermeable floor on them, and then go out by 6. 6 times 3? Maybe we could square it off if we wanted. We could square it off if we wanted to. Sorry. The swimming pools are 3x4, but 3x3 might work. If we were to put the overhangs in here, I can't show you because I can't do the overhangs, but the overhangs would be facing this way, and there'd be 3 here, and then there'd be 3 here on the floor below. So 2 below where that one is there. Impermeable flooring, that would make a 6 long. This would still be sealed because it would be here. We could just literally put in a bit of dirt on the floor below. It would be 6 long. There, we could put dirt in there. That gives us, if it's 6 long, that gives us the ability to put in, if we wanted to, we could put in 2 swimming pools next to each other. 2 there, but then we can't put any pumps in. My plan was to flood out something bigger than that. Maybe. The other thing as well is that we have this back wall. We don't use it, but we could blow into this back wall and put some stuff in the back wall. But then it would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is there, isn't it? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that wouldn't necessarily work that way. I like the idea of just having a 3 jutting out along it and then having like stuff in front of it here and here for things. If we put 2 pumps on each floor, I don't think that's going to be enough. We're struggling right now with 6 pumps, and that's only supporting 1 floor. So I don't think that's going to work. Each floor can support floors above and below it anyway. It's not a major thing, you know. Each floor can spread. They're not separate districts, so I'm not going to do that. They could spread the water amongst themselves, so that's not terrible to do. We could also, as well, looking at it from where these supports are here, they'd go out by 6 here. Oh no, we couldn't put 6 in there and do it that way as well, so we'd have it much longer. It'd be 12 long and 12 long. We put a couple of swimming pools in, some pumps in. Pumps the big thing. Equally, I could just kind of like what we have already. See, this is squared off here. I could blow out this corner piece here and make this a square one. Maybe make it square with the diagonal piece there. And then instead of doing just 3, we could do 5. Which could put swimming pools in and then pumps behind them. Or swimming pools behind, or whatever. You know, swimming pools could go maybe on the end. We could put 1 swimming pool in, and then we'd have 3 spaces which could put in 3 pumps, 6 pumps. If we had 2 swimming pools and 6 pumps, would that work? 2 swimming pools and 6 pumps? Maybe even more swimming pools, more pumps actually. We could put in so we could put in pumps 3 in a row. This, and then rotate the other side, do 3 in a row, and that would do, so that would be the 2 pumps on the land, that would be on the edge of the water. There's water, there's water, and then there's a gap that a puff. That would work. That would work. So there'd be a pump, but this would be water. 1, 2, and 3 would be water. The pump would sit here with its pump there. That's where the pump part of the pump building would be here, and that's the pump part there. And then we rotate it around and put it behind it. So the pump sits here, and the pump part is there. That would get 6 pumps into here. 1, 2. No, we didn't have 3 gap, wouldn't we? Yeah, so we'd get 1. We get 3 pumps in. We can do that, and then we can run a path around the back with the swimming pool on the end. 2 swimming pools per floor will be fine. Nothing else needs water. There's a shower. I'm gonna put a shower in. But nothing else needs water. Everything else is fine. The only thing that needs water are the swimming pools. So I think that's the plan. I think that's the plan to go with. So what I'll do is blow this up here, down by 1. Put in the thing. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, how far do you reach with the crops? You reach to here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'd want to probably leave farms in here as well, unless we just cut this off here and made this and this the kind of the cutoff point. Let's do that. Let's make that the cutoff point. Okay, so like that. Yep, and yep, like that. Okay, we can get rid of these two. Let's turn this one back on. I turned off some of the farms because we didn't need them. So I'm going to turn off all the farms on this floor here and just leave these two running so they can get all the crops here. We'll then blow this up here to put 6 in. And then this area, from this point here to this point here, I could cut it off where the pillar is actually and declare this the water area as it would be. Because on the floor below, we'll go out by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one will go out by 6 if we put it. So it could be sat not there because that's the flight. So it could be sat on this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then it would need to hold the one above it. I'm not sure about structural. I'm not sure about the structurally soundness of this. This is fine because we've got the pillar here. And we've got a pillar here. And we're going to be digging out this row here, which is just the topsoil row. So provided we don't muck about with these ones here, we should be fine. Although I think this is where it needs to go, isn't it? Yeah, we don't just go down by 1. We need to go down by 2. Might not work. It might not work, actually. One time plan there. That might not work. And I can't do 2 dirts between each one, because we just don't have space. We've got 2 at the bottom, then it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2. And that's the only way we can do it. And that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 floors. We'll just try it. We'll just try it and then figure it out from there. So, okay. So what do we need to do? Lots of waffling, not much actual playing. But hopefully you can see what I'm trying to do here. So I need to put all the things in here. We just need to go in by 1 across the entire board here for this. To put in the bits and pieces here to put that there. That's why I only went down by 2 here instead of 3, because now we can come down by 1 and we can reach these. So we need to shrink these all in by 1 or 2 or however much we want to go into. I'm not sure. Can't remember. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to blow up. Let's go down by 2 here. 2 by 6. See, I went 5 and I put 3 and I still couldn't get pumps in because there's a wall here. Although we can get rid of some of this wall, to be honest with you. We can, but I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I want to leave the wall in there. So, okay, let's let that go there. I'm also going to go down and do all this down here. It's fairly straightforward what we're going to do here. I'm just going to go in on each one by 1. Like this. So we go. You basically want to do this. Oh no, not that, not those. Like this. Oh dear, clicking all the wrong buttons there. So I want to go in by 1 all the way around. To make it a 3 wide, and then this wants to be a 3 wide as well. So we want to come back to there. Don't do that. I haven't broke into that yet by mistake, so don't do that. And that makes that a 3 wide. Then we need to shorten the end on that as well. I'm not sure by how many. I think just 1 off the end there, isn't it? Yeah, probably just 1 off the end. Might be more than 1. Might be more than 1. I can't remember. I'll look at the plan and we'll figure it out there. So I'm going to do this, go around, and we shall come back in a moment and continue on. We'll also have some mangroves, so more food for the beavers. Hurrah! Okay, so this is still going here. This is the floor below where we are blowing stuff up and along. It's taken way longer than I expected, and that's purely because the travel time for the beavers is just ridiculously long. to get anywhere. It just really is a long time for beavers to get anywhere. But we do have another problem though. We have another bad tide approaching, and our water supplies are not doing great. This is the problem. This is the problem. We end up running out of water. Many beavers die of thirst, and the population drops. Then there's enough water to supply the population, so it starts building again because we're supplying. We're prioritizing water, and it kind of does that. It kind of ebbs and flows, and causes problems. Causes many problems. I've messed up this here. This should not be here. Don't. Let's pause that. We don't need that running. Yep. That's okay. That's okay. We've got a lot more dirt than I need now, but it's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We can move this. We can do this movie thing here. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's move this thing here. So let's remove all of this in here, like that. Hop. Let's put in the dirt in here. I'm going to make that high priority actually, so we can get that done. And then we'll put the generator back in again. So, with the path going along like that. Awesome. Okay. Cool. Right. So they can do that there. That's fine. I haven't put anything in here yet. I don't really need to do that actually, but they need to come in from the top to do that there, and that's going to affect some stuff and change some things, but it also might give us the opportunity to expand out. And if we're going to expand out, I'm going to expand out on the top layer as well. So I'm going to do this on the top layer as well, and have stuff there as well. No one's living on the top layer, but we might as well use it for the time being. So we can expand this one out as well with stuff, and yeah, and put more pumps in. Maybe put more pumps in. That's the idea. That's the idea. So okay, so let's build that as well. And we can get that done here. Doop. Oh, that's dirt. Don't do dirt. We don't want to do dirt. No, we don't want dirt. We want levees because we don't want it to transfer the thing there. So, right, okay. So I'll build that up there. That'll be fine. There was a comment between recording this segment and the previous one. There was a comment left, and I've closed the window. Ain't that typical? Ain't that typical? One moment here. Boom. J Croft mentioned it, and I think it may be mentioned before, but I didn't realise what I was doing at the time or whatever. I was mentioning that if we were to come down to this layer here, and I think this is what I tried to do above, and then got it wrong, like when I was doing the first layer, but not come down to the floor. We come down to the third layer, which is this layer here. So we've got the floor, second, we blow out this layer here with tunnels. So tunnel this layer to the pillars. We just leave the dots of the pillars in, okay, wherever they are. Turn out the whole thing, leave the dots of the pillars in, and this stuff on this side here. And then when we remove all of the platforms, everything above will collapse, but it will collapse in this shape. It will collapse into these shapes here. So, well, it'll be slightly bigger than this here because of how it goes. It'll go. This one will go 3 wide, and then that one will go, and then that one, and it will collapse up to this pattern here, and then the floor above will be solid, and it will all work in one go, and it should work that way. And I really want to test it out, but we'd have to do it on a floor above, maybe basement 2, because this is basement 7 we're doing. But because the way I'm doing it here is ridiculously inefficient, it really is, and I know that, and I think I just now understand the mechanics of it, and I understand that if I remove stuff in here, it's not going to cause everything to collapse above instantly. It will warn me if that's going to happen. So yeah, so we can do that. So look at that. But this is taking a long time to do, and they have the resources for it. We've got plenty of resources for it. It's just we've got 12 beavers putting things down, and they're just absolutely struggling to keep up with things here. So it's a bit of a pain. It is a bit of a pain. So can I prioritize this, please? Can we put these in here so we can test this theory out as well on the thing here. So yeah, so we don't really have we have enough water to probably survive this one, but we need to do something about that after that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit up this area in here to be the same as sort of this one here. So we're going to cut back to let's say the bridge. So let's mark resources for demolition. And we will mark all of that there, and then we'll cancel it on the center ones there. Okay, we do have a little bit of kohlrabi, only 14 mango fruits coming in. The bee eats them very quickly, but there's no storage for them. That's the problem. So they only ever grab up to 20 a go. We're going to grab 2, 4, 6, 80 of them in one go, and then yeah, it's just not doing the things. So I might switch these to bee mango fruit grabbing, because mango fruits take a long time to grow. They take 4 days compared to 3 days for the berries. What the? That was weird. Compared to 3 days for the berries. So yeah, we might just do that there. So we'll clear that out there. That'll get rid of all those there. We can then put in some stuff for explosive, and yeah. Okay. But I don't actually think we're going to get anything else done for this episode because time has absolutely, positively, 100% gotten in the way. So bad tide done there. That is fine. Okie dokie. Let's see. Let's go through this bad tide. So the bad tide is over. We are back, and we are on 650 water, which is not ideal. Not ideal at all. So yeah. This is gonna be problematic. This is definitely going to be problematic. But let's explodify that, and then put in some overhangs in here, like this. Boop and boop, and we're putting permeable flooring on those. Boop. And then here we'll have to break in, or maybe above actually, because this is underneath. So above that line there, we'll break in and put in some sluices. Does mean we're probably gonna have to flood the area as we do that, because this isn't going to stop running, obviously. So we might have to flood each floor partially as time goes on. So, but I think we'll like detonate one, then put a sluice in, then one, then sluice in, then one, then sluice in. So yeah, I'm going to build this up in here. Many people have commented on the sluicing here. I'm going to do the tower up center and give that a try. Yes, we could do some things down the bottom here. We could put in some stuff here and then cap it off. You know, we could put in some stuff at the bottom and then cap it off at the top and do other things. But I want to just do this here, and then because it'll be a tube, all the bad water that's down here will get pushed up and just out and it'll be gone. And each individual floor has its own tank, which is 7 tiles high, which will just, I think that'll work. Excuse me. So yeah. So okay, let's leave this one here. Let's come back next time, and then we will carry on from there. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this one, and also sort out this as well. And I hope you have. I hope to see you again in the next one. And until then, as always, have fun.